This is the Hanging with Abe Podcast.
The Hanging with Abe Podcast, coming to you always from Brockton, Massachusetts. Hope everybody out there is safe and everybody is doing well. As always, I just want to start by saying thank you to everybody who subscribed to my channel, everybody that shares my podcast, everybody that has been supporting me. It really means a lot to me. I've said this on previous episodes. The Hanging with Abe Podcast is now monetized, meaning I can now make money off of my podcast. When I started this 2 years ago during COVID, that was pretty much the goal. I'm very proud of myself for reaching my goal, but that goal does not happen without the support of you all. So I want to say thank you very much for all of that and all the love and support that you guys give back to me. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on TikTok. You can follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Snapchat. Follow me on I think that's it. You can follow me. Make sure you subscribe to this video. Subscribe to my channel. If you're not subscribed to the Hanging with Abe Podcast channel, please hit the subscribe button. I have a very special guest, taking the Hanging with Abe Podcast to the West Coast. This young lady that I'm getting ready to introduce is very, very talented. I came across her IG one night in the middle of the night. Came across her IG. Came across her music. I love the stuff that she is rapping about. I love her message. I love her image, and I love what she is trying to do with her music. She's a very special talent. She's probably going to be a superstar in the near future. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you Cari Melodic.
Hey everyone, I'm Cari Melodic. First of all, Abe for having the podcast. I really appreciate you, taking the time to reach out, and I think what you're doing is really amazing. So, yeah.
Thank you very much. Tell everybody who you are. Tell a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Cari Melodic. I'm 23 years old, and I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an artist. I'm a student. I'm a human being. I'm, a creative really at heart. I love to create, and I love to express myself through different forms of art.
Okay. When did you get in? When did you know that music was something that you wanted to do full time? This is what I'm going to do. When did you have that moment?
I would say really during COVID, which is kind of crazy, but I would say really during COVID, I sat down with myself and I was able to have that time and really, sit with that feeling of this is something I'm really, really, strongly passionate about. And I feel like, needs to be shared with the world. So I would say during
COVID. When did you fall in love with hip hop?
Ooh, I fell in love with hip hop. I would say in elementary school or younger. I've always grown up with hip hop music. My dad's from the Midwest. He grew up with all different kind of artists, Outkast and, K and just different artists like that. And my mom, she's from the West Coast. So we grew up with E40, Too Short, and just a bunch of different lyricists that really were able to touch me as a child and, instill something in me that I've taken with me into my adulthood.
Yeah, so, I never hear anybody say anything about Too Short. Too Short is a legend, but they always, when they talk about West Coast hip hop, for some reason, they always look over Too Short. I'm like, no, Too Short is a legend. You can't look over Too Short because his music had a big influence on the West Coast sound and just, what the West Coast MCs are. What inspires you?
What inspires me in terms of music or in general?
Just in general.
Ooh, in general, I would say I'm inspired by God. I think that's the first person in the world who motivates me to keep going and, to be the best person that I can be. And overall, just something that I can look forward to and have passions about to keep me going. So I would say God.
Okay, I like that. First song you ever wrote. Do you know the first song you ever wrote?
Yes.
Okay. What's the name of it?
The first song I ever wrote down on paper, it was "Is It Worth It," and I dropped that song last year. So
Is it
it's a
worth it? Okay.
it's called it's about I'm basically talking about designer, and I'm talking about, is it worth it? You're buying all. Let me rap the bar real quick. Okay, I
Okay.
said.
Go, go ahead.
So, is it worth it? Every day we strive so hard to be perfect, dressed in designer clothes, masking emotion, feeding temptation and not even knowing, working the body, your thoughts in slow motion. And then it goes like, I ain't never dripped in no jewels, but I intend to stack on my blues and still keep it true to the one I kneel to. Yeah, he's in control. I never am alone, but I stand up on my throne. Something like that.
Okay. 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 I like that. That's dope. That's dope. How would you describe your musical style? Like what's like what is your style?
Ooh, I would say, I want to say my style is between like hip hop, rap, and R&B. It's like a mixture between those three genres of music.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, Talk to me a little bit about like, you know what I mean, your EP that you just came out with. I've been listening to that a lot lately. I mean, I told you this over text. I'm just a fan of like what you're doing, and I'm a fan. What makes you so unique is that all the music that I get, all the music that I get sent to me, or the people that reach out to me, it's a lot of this same music. You kind of like have a different sound for one, but you also have like a different lane. Like your music is very positive, very uplifting, and very inspiring. Like, talk to me a little bit about like the process that went into like making your EP.
Okay, so my first EP I dedicate. Got one right here. So it's my first
You got
EP.
you got to send me one.
I got you. I got you. My first EP I dedicate. It took me. It was really something. I did a lot of introspection. I went inside a lot to write that. It took me, I would say, around 2 years to complete it. It's an 8-song project. And I really wanted to dig into some of the things I felt, weren't being said in music. Some of the things I felt, were going on and still going on in my community that I feel like kind of are like swept under the rug, like the fentanyl, the homelessness, the not having affordable housing, different things like that, affect me personally, but they affect everyone. So I
Mm.
kind of like shine a light on that and be like, hey, like we can talk about other things in our music, some things that may be relevant and that can help, some people get over something or, overcome something may be going through. So
Yeah, no, no, no. I like it a lot. I just the fentanyl song is incredible. You know what I mean? I just like that song. Me and my fiance, because I told my fiance I was having you on the podcast, and I was really excited about it. And we listened to your music, and she was like, she said her sound is just so different, and her what she's talking about is just so different from the music that we hear every day. You know what I'm saying? Like I just keep I love listening to a lot of the young talent, unsigned talent, because I just feel like they're hungry. They're inspiring. I try to stay away. I don't really listen to a lot of industry rap no more. If I do, you know what I mean? Like it's my, like Kendrick, J. Cole,
right.
I listen to the Drakes. But I stay in my lane though. Like I'll go back to listen to like 80s, 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't listen to too much new stuff, but I'm trying to expand my horizon because I've been told I need to expand my horizon. Um, what artists, like if somebody came to you and said you can do a collaboration with this artist, what artist would that be?
One artist.
Yeah. I mean,
Ooh,
any artist. You can pick more than one.
okay. I give you my top three. I would say um, Lauren Hill,
Oh wow, Lauren Hill.
and I would say uh, Lauren Hill, 50 Cent, and I would say Scarface.
Wow. Okay, so I have to ask you. So those two names right there. Um, why Lauryn Hill? We'll start with Lauryn Hill first.
Lauryn Hill is a legend, a living legend. She's
She is.
literally, she's a poet. She's an artist. She's a, in our culture, we call it the GOAT. But she really was one of the first females to have her style and, you know, make as much progress. And she broke down doors for our generation of female artists in general. So I would definitely say her because she's very confident, she's very beautiful, and she's unique in her own style.
Okay, why Scarface?
Ooh, Scarface. I grew up on Scarface. There was a moment in my life, because of course my dad's from the Midwest. There was a moment in my life where all we had in the car playing was Scarface.
Mm.
And one day I just was really just listening to his words on his album. How do you say it? It's Emetrius, I want to say.
Uh-huh.
Album. And I was like, what he's talking about is so deep. And I take a lot of inspiration from Scarface because he talks about the other side of, you know, the game and things that, you know, they glorify the streets, but they don't talk about the other side of the consequences that come with being in the streets and things of that nature. So I really just took a liking to Scarface, and I thought he was a deep person. He is a deep person.
He is a deep person. Yeah, Scarface is he's another one. You know what I mean? They just did the 50 greatest rappers of all time on Billboard. I actually talked about this in my last episode. And like everybody's upset. Like everybody's upset with the top 10. Like I don't like there's people in the top 10 that I really don't agree with. Jay-Z's number one, so I'm fine with that. I'm a big Jay-Z fan. That's my favorite rapper of all time. So I gotta put that out there. But I don't know. Everybody was upset, but like Scarface, I don't know where Scarface was at on that list. But when I think about like storytelling and I think about style and I think about Scarface is probably one of the best storytellers in rap.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people just they don't give him credit for that for whatever reason. But yeah, I like that Scarface and Lauryn Hill. What's the best piece of advice like another artist has ever given you?
Another artist has ever given me?
Yeah, like an artist or like somebody that you may listen to their music or, you know, maybe you guys, you know, have came up together or something like that. What's the best advice somebody's ever given to you or somebody?
Ooh. I would probably say my pops. He's pretty wise. And best advice was, this is a real famous quote, but he always says it, is never a failure, always a lesson. Keep on going, no matter what.
Mm. Always a failure. Say it one more time.
Never a failure, always a lesson, no matter what. Keep on going.
I like that. That's a good one. I've never heard of that one. My favorite quote, and I tell people this all the time because I just feel like I truly believe this.
Yeah.
Is that the highest human act is to inspire.
Ooh.
Nipsey Hussle said that. And I honestly believe that. Like I just feel like it's just in general. I feel like doing this podcast, like I do this podcast. I'm a teacher. I'm in many different aspects of my life. I'm standing in front of people every day, young people every day, and I'm inspiring them to reach their goals and go for their dreams. But Nipsey Hussle, the way that I designed this podcast and how I kind of go about the way I do things is all inspired by how he started All Money In and a marathon continues. He just betted on himself. You know what I mean? And I have tons of respect for that because that's what I mean. That's all I'm doing is betting on myself. You know what I'm saying? Building my foundation and just betting on myself, you know?
You have to believe in yourself first. You know, have that confidence, because if you don't, then no one else is, you know, it starts within.
How was that? Like when Nipsey Hussle died, like how was that for you? Because I know it was a big hit for rap in general, but I know California it was a very hard hit. So what did that do for you?
I know I was in class that day and I had school because I was sad, and it was one of those deaths like Tupac, like everybody Tupac's death, and it was really just sad because he was like doing a lot. And it's not about what you do, but the way he maneuvered and the amount of people that he helped and the way he carried himself was something like you don't see. It's not common. He helped hundreds of thousands of people, one person, by
Yeah,
just being by being himself.
yeah. I mean, I that's probably the last artist, signed artist that I actually like really like. That hurt me a lot too. I was like, damn, like because he had Victory Lab. He was turning that corner. You know what I mean? What's the first album you ever bought?
Ooh, the first album I ever bought that I can remember, I want to say it was I'm trying to think. I want to say it was Alicia Keys. No, say that's honestly, I want to say Alicia Keys.
Alicia Keys. Okay, that's not a bad. That's not bad. Alicia Keys is everybody loves some Alicia Keys.
Yeah.
Um, do you have so like I know on one song you have somebody that you collaborated with. Do you collaborate with a lot of people when you make music, or do you just have somebody like one person that you like to make music with? Like, how does that work for you?
Okay, so for as an artist, like collabing with other artists, I've tried it, and I feel like at this moment in my life and in this moment in my musical journey and career, I still want to find my sound and get my name out there so that way I establish myself and that my sound is on point.
Hmm.
I need my sound to be on point, and then it's like, okay, I can feature. Then it's
Yeah.
my name is out there and it's different. I have momentum. So in
Right.
terms of beats and studio time, I do work with a young man named Drew Audio, and he is based out of Fairfield, California, and he's good. He's going to school for sound engineering, so I rock with him with the engineering and recording.
Okay. Okay. That's dope. Do you have like what is your? I know you have the EP out now. Like, what is your next? What's the next thing for you? Like, what are you gonna do? What's the next EP or album or mixtape or what's the next move for you?
Okay, so the next move, I don't know if I should be announcing my next moves on here. So right now I've been doing a lot of shows, kind of building the buzz on the EP, building my views up on YouTube and Apple Music. But I really am. I'm working on a second project, and I want this one to be like hit when it hits the streets and it hits. I want it to be hard because yeah. So I'm in the works with it.
Okay.
It's been a little bit longer, but it's working.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's fine. I mean, things that, if you want to get things perfect and get it right, you know what I'm saying? It takes time. Um, your top 10 artists of all time. Female or male, you can mix it
Oh,
up.
okay.
Female or male, you can mix it up.
I actually had a list. It's my top 10. Okay, it's 50 Cent,
Okay.
Aaliyah,
Okay.
Tupac,
Okay.
Scarface,
Face, yup.
Lauren, uh MC Light,
Mm.
1, 2, 3, 4, and then Nipsey Hussle,
Yup.
Too Short,
Sure, yup.
and Nas.
And Nas. Okay. That's a nice list. Um, you said, what's the name that you just said? I said, oh, MC Light. Um, I've never, I've had so many people on here, and when they do their top 10, they never say MC Light. They'll say Queen Latifah, but they won't say MC Light. So, like, why MC Light for you?
MC Light is like the original. She's the original like bar spitter. I feel like
Yeah.
her style was so like, I would just say like hardcore, but at the same time it was soft. It was kind of, she had like the perfect combination. I'm like an MC, but I'm as light as a rock. Like it was just tough. Especially, it's even her music is hard now in 2023. So I just feel like she's a firecracker when it comes to bar spitter. She's someone I look up to.
Okay. Okay. I like that. Who else you said on the list? You said 50 Cent. Um, you said Nas. Everybody loves Nas.
Hmm.
It's another name that you said. Aaliyah. Why Aaliyah?
Aaliyah is my favorite. She's my favorite. She is. It's everything about her. It's really her aura and the way she was. When no cameras were off, she was a beautiful soul. Rest in peace to her. Her music was her music's timeless, even till this day. And her style, I really love her style, the way she carried herself, and she just did it all. Like, she did acting, music, and clothes, and it makes me sad.
Yeah,
But
that's they took her way too fast. Um,
yeah,
what's your top 10 albums of all time? What's your favorite album? Something that you just put on and you just like, you know what, this just gets me and inspires me, or like just makes you think about different things.
my favorite, I would say right now, it has to be this. I dedicate. That's my top album in this moment. Well, EP. But
Yeah.
I would have to say Tupac, All Eyes on Me. That is my get in the car and we're finna get some things done.
Yeah.
Um, let me see. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Like, these are timeless classic albums that you can't you just
Yeah.
play it. What other album? Ooh. And I would say Nipsey Hussle's latest album, Victory Lap.
Respect the savage. I make one phone call and the rest get handled. It's just another front step with candles.
Yeah, those are good ones. Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. I was in middle school when that came out. I think I was in 8th grade. And I remember when she came out with that album, like so many young women that was my age, they loved that album. And even young men loved that album. I remember when 50 Cent came out with Get Rich Die Trying, that was like a moment in hip hop because he shut everything down because he was just that big of an artist and everybody waited for that. Um, I remember when Jay-Z came out with The Blueprint, that came out when the Twin Towers crashed, and he came out with that album. That's a classic. Nas Illmatic, you know what I mean? He was 19 years old when he wrote that. Um, Tribe Called Quest, I love Tribe Called Quest. That's my favorite rap group of all time. Midnight Marauders, Low End Theory, they took jazz. They took jazz and hip hop and mixed it together and made it sound so smooth. Um, and never cussed. They never cussed in any of their rhymes. You know what I mean? They got their point across without cursing a lot. Big Daddy Kane, Long Live the Kane. Always say, like, if I could rap, um, and like I used to do my thing back in the day, but but like back in the day, I used to do my thing, but like I'm not like you know what I'm saying. I wasn't that bad either. Like I think if I would have stuck at it,
You got
I would
bars.
have been. I probably. I can't, I can't do it. I can't do it on spot. I'm just not. But I used to back in the day. Me and my best friend, we used to make music together all the time. I have some on my phone. But I always say I'm Big Daddy Kane. I'll be a mix of Big Daddy Kane, Slick Rick, Jay Z, and the DOC. The DOC, which is one of my favorite rappers of all time. He lost his voice in a car accident, but the DOC is like probably one of my favorite rappers of all time. But I would be a combination of them, just storytelling, wit, swagger,
Right.
confidence, but in the storytelling. But yeah, those ones I can pick. But I rap back in the day. I have to send you the music. Like it's like oh, but I'll send it to you. I can't rap on here though. What is if you had so I saw that you were interviewed by a magazine. Like what was that like? What was that experience like?
That was it was it was very, let me get the right word. I feel like it was very in alignment with the work I put in.
Hmm.
So I was like, yeah, I was like, yeah. So that's something I was really excited about, and I feel like that was a wonderful opportunity. And I'm just grateful for for people to even like recognize my music, recognize me. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Who do you make your music for? Who do you hope to inspire with your music? Who do you make it for?
I would say I make my music for the people who are looking for something different. The people who are, I would say mostly the youth. That's who I'm aiming for. I kind of want to, get into their head and tell them some things that are good and positive, but really for the people who are searching for something different,
Mm.
who are ready to receive that message and, take it and grow with that seed that I'm trying to plant. So
I like that. I like that a lot. Um, what would a older version of yourself tell a younger version of yourself?
an older Cari Melodic would tell a younger Cari Melodic that you should never give up on your dreams and your goals and to stay consistent and to stay dedicated.
I like that. I like that a lot. 10 people, 10 people to a dinner, dead or alive, who would they be?
10 people to a dinner?
Yep, dead or alive. Anybody. You can have anybody. Anybody can be at this dinner.
Mm, Muhammad Ali,
Okay.
Malcolm X,
Okay.
Gandhi.
Okay.
I would say Prince.
Okay.
I would say, okay. Definitely Aaliyah. Definitely 50 Cent. Definitely. I would say Sade. I would
Mm.
say, I need three more. Let me see. These are important, so I gotta, if they're watching, I need a minute. Okay, three more. I would say, Missy Elliott. Missy Elliott, I would say, I need two more. I would say, I need dinner with God. I'm gonna put him in there.
Okay.
And the last one is, I need one more. I would say Eminem. I think he's
Okay.
different. Eminem.
Eminem is different. Eminem is different. People just don't, for whatever reason, they don't give him his respect, and I just don't understand it at all. I just don't get it. I have that conversation with my friends all the time. Like, when they do their top tens or they talk about lyricists, I'm like, how do you overlook Eminem as a lyricist? It just doesn't make sense to me. The influence that your mom and dad has had on you growing up, what has that been like?
Ooh, the influence my mom and dad had on me. I seen both my parents, overcome a lot of things and have resilience. And really just have like a lot of passion towards what they do. I feel like they instilled in me a lot of good morals. I feel like, those butt whippings helped, but it helped me to be like a good person. So I feel like I've learned a lot from them. I feel like I'm still learning from them. They're really wise, so I appreciate that. And I was blessed to have, that influence. And
I like that. I like that a lot. 5 years from now, where you want to be? Where you want to be 5 years from now? Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? When I look back at this episode in 5 years, where are you going to be at?
in 5 years from now, I see myself as a, let me get this right. In 5 years now, I see myself as I want to say a legend in music. I want to say, like, I get that recognition and I'm able to take that and help other people. But in 5 years, I see myself being successful in music. I see myself having a high-end fashion brand, which is my Shawnee Murray, is what I'm wearing.
Okay. We got it.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I see myself, I'll be graduated college, so I'll be a registered nurse. I got to balance all these things, but
Okay.
I see myself on the cover of like Vogue. Like I see myself modeling and starring in movies. That's something I want to get into. So yeah, I got to
Okay.
manifest hard.
There you go. My mom always says the things that you want in life, you got to speak it to existence. So that's her thing. So you talk about your merch, and your fashion line. Talk to me a little bit about that. Like, how did you get into that? How do you get into something like that?
So me and my sister have a brand. It's called My Shawnee Murray, and we actually make all natural cosmetics. And we're just getting started out. So we have like our t-shirts, but we want to take it a step further and transition into a high fashion brand. Something that's high fashion, good quality, but affordable, so everybody can wear it and look their best, like they're going on the runway. But you can afford the prices, and the quality is there, and the passion is behind it. So
You a whole entrepreneur. You got the fashion line. You got the music. You going to school, be a registered nurse. Why nursing? My grandmother was a registered nurse. She was she was an LPN, but she did both.
I love to hear that. I would say registered nursing because I really enjoy like touching people. Like ties in with the music. I enjoy, sparking something in people that makes them be the best version, or even if it's helping them, because you never know, something you might say or do to somebody can change their life in a moment like that. So that's something I'm really passionate about.
Registered nurse. Okay. I mean, yeah, that's awesome. And when will you be done school with that? Because I know you have to do college and you got to go to nursing school. So when will you be finished?
So I have to take my T's exam, and then I would say about 2 years from now I'll be finished. So I'm almost there.
Yeah, almost. You gotta continue to work hard. Which that's pretty much what you're doing these days. I feel like I have one more question for you before I let you go. How's it living in California? How do you like? Do you want to ever live somewhere else, or do you want to go somewhere else, or do you love living in California?
I'm honestly a Bay baby, Bay Area, California. So yee, but I really do love California. It's where my roots lie. I do also have a soft spot for the East Coast. It just depends on where I'm called to, or where I'm needed at that moment in terms of my career and the things I have coming. So,
Do you have any younger siblings?
I do. I have 2 younger sisters, and then I have 2 older brothers.
Yeah. How's it being a role model for your 2 younger sisters?
I feel like I'm doing a good job. I'm kind of like, I want to say I'm like the authoritative sister. Like I stay on them to, stay in school and really to just be good people and, have goals. Don't be lazy. So.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's it. I appreciate you coming on here. I think that I just think you're a shining star. I really do. And I use that term very loosely. But I just think that you have everything that you need to have to be a superstar one day. I think that's how I'm just going to address you from here on out, because that's what I think of you. I think that you carry yourself the way that a young lady should carry themselves. You're very positive. You have such a fun and loving spirit about yourself. And I haven't known you that long, but just having conversations with you like this and texting and stuff like that, my wish for you is that I just wish you all the success. Hope that you get everything that you deserve and everything that's coming to you because you deserve that. I'm always going to be able to support you, whatever you need from me. Please let me know. Don't hesitate to reach out. I don't go to California a lot, but if I'm ever in the California area, I definitely, come by and, and say what's up. But I just love everything you're doing. I really do. And, what I'm saying, I'm glad that we had a chance to have this conversation. And I just hope that we have many more conversations down the line. So I just want to say thank you very much. And I really appreciate you.
Well, thank you, Abe. I really appreciate you too. And I'm really grateful for your kind words. I feel like what you're doing for, everybody in the community is really, it's a positive thing. It's something you don't see. So I just want to say thank you to you. And, we're Pisces. And
yeah, happy belated birthday to you also, by the way.
Happy belated birthday to you. We got the same birthday.
Yes, that's special.
Yeah, what you're doing is amazing. And I'm grateful, forever grateful.
No problem at all. I really, really appreciate it. So thank you very much.
Thank you.